Hey fam, how you guys doing today? This morning, or it ain't. I don't know why I don't like that word, but anyway, happy Saturday or Sunday. It's Sunday. Mix some of my days. Let me turn this off. And all we're doing is talking about putting things in perspective. Ah, I guess I should have turned it off earlier, but I did it now. Just making sure that the camera and what happened yesterday don't happen again. I'm not trying to talk so loud because I don't want to wake my mom up. This is my normal day of getting up. I'm having my tea. Just got out the sauna. And this whole thing of why I'm doing these videos every day is pretty much to get you to change, have a daily routine to change because I get so many emails, people asking me different questions. And this is really mainly of your health. A lot of us are not putting our health in perspective, not putting our life in perspective. Because it's like we go hard on a job. We give the job 110%. We come home and give our family 10. We come home and give the family the worst side of us when you gave the best to your job. And I had to think about that because this chest was so loud. I had to think about that. And I don't know. It's like, how you wish you can do things all over again, but you just say, no, I'm going to roll with it. When I learn better, I do better. I'm going to grow and keep growing. Because back then I was in survival mode. I was like, I got to feed my family. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I get the messages. And I was like, well, I'm going to share what I've done so you guys won't do the same thing, especially with my health, especially with my health. So especially with these ailing. It's like, we know we're going to die, but why can't we die of natural causes? Just to put things in perspective, put your life, put your whole mind, rewiring, changing this thinking that we do because we think we got time. We think we got time. We think we got so much time. And you don't really know when you're going to leave this earth. We don't. But that's one thing you can put in perspective, but you can see how you treat your health because that meat's going to catch up with you because it caught up with me. It caught up with me the way I was eating dairy, the way I was eating meat, the way I was eating eggs, the way I was just eating, the way that I was just feeding myself because I was working out. I was doing my exercise, but I could have did a little bit more. I wasn't hydrating. When they tell me stretch, you be like, but you don't put the stretch in like you need to. A lot of us, you know how you be like, all right, but you need to pull that full stretch. I mean, that full stretch, because this is your body you talking about. This is what's going to get you from here to 120. Yeah, I said 120. You want to get to where your grandparents and great grandparents, I don't know what age they are, but to put things in perspective, I really want you guys to sit down and do your family tree. I mean, I hope you did it. I said it enough, but I hope you took your family tree and looked down and see who's alive, who passed away. You could do 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? So you could pass down to your children and your nieces or your nephew, whoever's, below you. Remember, you want them, you want, them to stand on your shoulders, period. You want to give them the best of the best. So you want to tell them about health. You want to tell them about little simple things of, you know, signs of colds and flus. Oh, that's just your body detoxing. Let it ride. Keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself hydrated, and give them the right things to drink. Give them the right thing. Don't tell them go drink some. Don't go get you some saltine crackers and go get some ginger ale. That is like the worst. If it ain't the worst, why the mucus is still coming? Why do it last 7 to 10 days? Why? Then when you get the herbs, giving them some tea, like I'm right now. This is slippery elm tea, you know. I put a little bit of ginger. I should have had some licorice, but and the only reason why I love the licorice is sweet. Licorice is sweet. This is so nasty. That's why I put some ginger in it. I was gonna put a little honey, but I was like, nope, because because sometimes you feel like you're getting a scratchy throat. I was like, oh, I ate a lot of mucus frozen food. I ate bread. No, I shouldn't be no bread. Man, this chair is loud. Yeah, I hear the chair. That's my chair. My chair making so much noise. But and I had to put things in perspective. And I was like, man, then you think about what did grandma passed away in? Did they lie? It's like you can't go look up and see what they passed. You're like, you don't want to go see somebody's death certificate. Why not? It's public record. It's public record. Their medical stuff may not be public records because through HIPAA, but you can sure talk to whoever's alive, grandma, granddaddy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what I mean. Grandma passed, you can ask granddaddy. If granddaddy passed, you can ask vice versa. If they both passed, you could talk about their parents because your mom and dad should know, and they should be able to talk about their parents. Like right now, I don't even think I knew on my father's side his parents. I don't even say I can say I never even seen pictures of them because it was like on my dad's side, I just saw my grandparents, and that's it. It's like no one else lived, unless I went, to where they were reared. Because I remember my Aunt Cat. I got an Aunt Cat on both sides, and they both not here. I think on my mom's side, my Aunt Cat's still alive, but on my dad's side, my Aunt Cat died. But we don't know what they died from. You know what I mean? Because it's the food. They lived longer because of where they was at, and they was eating in the garden. So that's different from eating in the garden, from eating what we do. We got to go in the supermarkets or the super something. We got to go to some big place, some big whatever, the farmer's market somewhere to twiddle through. And then you don't see no, come on, y'all know. You don't see the bees. I said, I'm in a farmer's market with the bees. What? They don't want this fruit? I know you're like, what are you talking about? When you go to farmer's market, you be seeing the bees. You be like, get out of here, bee. Y'all be sick. Why that ain't happening? Back in the day, I was like, I don't want no bee eating my food now. Man, if the bees, we talk putting things in perspective. We talking about, is that GMO? Is that good for me? Is that, and you look, I ain't trying to incite anything, but we talking about putting things in perspective, putting our life in perspective. Do we go hard on our health? Are y'all staying hydrated? Are you saying this is real hot? It's real hot. So it's real hot. And I'm used to, I thought the lemon would make it a little bit better. I guess I should have squeezed some lemon. I ran out of lemons. All I have is limes left. And I thought it would be a little better, but it's okay. It's okay. And not trying to scare you not to eat the herbal teas, but herbal teas, some are nice, but others, when you just saying I'm going to drink this, I'm going to drink it. Yeah, I could have put some of my date sugar because I did do my dates. I have my dehydrator, but I was like, nope, I don't want to put anything to cut. I could have put my Ceylon cinnamon, but I'm already live, so I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to wing it because I'm trying to pull all this mucus out because I don't know if you heard the last 2 or 3 videos you heard. It's like my sinus was clogged. That means I'm full of toxins. I was eating potato chips. I was eating cookies with the grandbabies. I was eating bread. I was eating all the mucus causing food that I shouldn't be eating. So was I taking care of my health? Yes, I was doing exercise. I was running around with them. I would go outside, but my intake of food choices was wrong. I should have been juicing, and my daughter had a juicer. She has the same juicer, same blender. We have the same equipment. We have the same. And she said she was on a detox. I should have said, wait a minute. I'm going to do the detox with you. But I was like, no, I'm going to be around with the grandbabies. I'm on vacation. And I sure was on vacation. I was vacation for my health. But is that an excuse? Was I really putting things in perspective? Or was I going back? I didn't eat any meat. Well, I did eat egg. I did eat egg. And I ate some cheese, And I looked, and that's why. See? Y'all finally see me with a little mucus. You see me with a little sinus issue. And I said, You see how you put things in perspective? I had to get on live to say, yeah, but I already knew that I was going to have this. So I was going to go and take me some turpentine, some castor oil and turpentine. I was going to clean myself out. And that's why you saw me holding it back. A lemongrass. I was like, all right now. I was on vacation. Now it's time to get back going hard for my health so I can be here. And I ain't even gonna try to count the years, but more than 50 more years because I am in my 50s years young because I'm showing up and showing out for my health. But I can, give that back to the supporters, the subscribers that write. Are you putting things in perspective? Have you changed your routine? Because the success is in the routine. What you do daily is how you are successful. Who are you around? Because I was like putting things in perspective. I was like, well, am I getting this advice from the people who's doing the same thing I'm doing? Am I getting advice from millionaires? And then it has to be millionaires. We're talking about people in the game doing exactly what they need to do. Like I said, around Jamal King, I got his information. It's in there. And I'm putting it in action, but I'm putting it in action slowly because I have to move some things around. Like I said, I would say, how you see you get robbed. Somebody literally stole 45. Is it 45? About 40 to $60,000. I would round it up to $60,000. So I'm gonna pay it. I'm gonna pay it. And I'm gonna pay it. It'll be paid by this year. I got to December. You like what? Yep, to December to pay that 60,000. And that's my goal. That's my goal. And you like, dang, how hard you gonna go? You see me up, right? I've been up since about, I think it's at 10 minutes to 4. I already did my exercise and went in the sauna. And now I'm sitting here trying to drink my tea. So normally this is my time. I'm sitting here, got this crazy bra on. I got to put things in perspective. So I have to ramp up. Like I said, I have a mentor. I have a coach. I had to say, I need to get this. I need to get that. So as are you going hard for your family? Because I'm going hard for my family. Like, it didn't, it, sometimes I could say, because I'm in the network marketing, right? And I have my own business and I am retired. I know you like that don't even go together, but it does. It does. And then sometimes you're speaking with people and it's like, you're not trying to be no one's leader. And I was like, I'm not a leader. We are brand partners. If you think I'm going hard and you think, she was like, about rest. And I was like, dang, I was just on vacation. I thought I was shamming. I mean, fam, I'm thinking, and you can see where your head is. You thinking, man, I'm not going hard. Man, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And then somebody say what they think you do. And I'm like, do I go too hard? You putting things in perspective. And I was like, I already changed my smile. So I'm not smiling as much. Because they said you can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. And I don't know how many guys is behind here trying to take the smile and say, oh, she's smiling at me. Ooh, teeth don't come out. Teeth don't come out, every time when I laugh, because you do got to laugh sometimes. But, I'm putting things in perspective. I don't know. You put things in perspective. And I know I should be recording this, but I'll just talk later because I have to leave here. I'm just going to be on a little while. I appreciate you guys coming on. You're like, what's she doing so early in the morning? Because I want you guys to put things, I need you to put your life in perspective. Yes, we've been lied to, but you already knew that. You knew that from 400 years ago. If y'all not listening to Dane Calloway, and if you're not on the 13%, what? And if y'all not paying them Patreon, if y'all can just do it for 6 months. I'm going to just say that. Sometimes to get the information, to get the good stuff, you got to pay for courses. You have to pay for your education. It's bad enough that we went to college and we spent more than $30,000 for that year. Think about it. You put $30,000 for a year of college. And you be like, what boat you in? Did you quit? Did you do this? Did I did this? Got to get a certificate? Did I get a degree? Did I get this? And you be like, well, what did I get? And I'm going to tell you, if you got to take one course at a time, but y'all noticing that it wasn't going to school. It's going to school gave you a social life to where This is what I look at it. College gave you where you went to another state or went to another place and you end up living there and marrying somebody. And that's how we got people spread all over the world. That's how I looked at it. Because I know my niece Keisha, and she's still my niece. Still my niece. My niece Keisha lives in California. And she from Yonkers, New York. Hey Keisha. Hey niece. You still my niece, no matter what. Still my niece. And that's where it be, because people put things in perspective. They look at their life and it says, this is what I'm not gonna be. This is not, look at me. I was reared in the Bronx. Why I'm in North Carolina? Why I'm in Maryland? And like, you're not going home? And I'd be like, well, what happened was, that part. People keep saying we need to fix our community. And I'm like, I get what you're saying, but my lonely me was, was living paycheck to paycheck. What I'm going to give if you're just scraping to get by, the whole military career, scraping to get by, then when you start saving money, and then when you get out, you're like, wait a minute, they held me check for a couple of, for 30 days. And I didn't set this up. I didn't set that up. And then if you had to go through a divorce, because I was going through a divorce between when I was retiring, I was like, buddy, money going to a lawyer, money going this. And I know it's TMI, but it's my life. I'm putting things in perspective. Just like you, I don't know what you're going through. A lot of people, when you go through divorce, that's expensive. And every time it's cheaper to keep him, yeah, I heard it. I'd be like, I was just putting things in perspective, looking at how far I'm going to go, what I'm going to go. I feel that I'm very successful, only because I said I was going to get a business, and I love it. Is it hard sometimes? It's like, yes, just when you don't make a sale. But I was like, am I really trying to make a sale? Or I'm really trying to change your hearts and minds if you stop eating meat and dairy? I said that. I was like, I said, I want to be a social worker. So I'm a social worker. I'm going to get everybody to stop eating meat and dairy. That's where I'm at. You'd be like, you really going to do that? I'm like, well, at least cut back. Then you realize, well, dang, that's half my bill. Because I know, like I said, I know a family. And they said, man, the most expensive thing you're going to do is meat. And if you look at all of the old movies, the most expensive thing they had was the meat. And they had a lot of vegetables, fruits, they had all the wild flowers, all the wild herbs, all of the natural stuff that mama was gardening, the stuff that she knew, because they knew how to farm. At least they had a farm for themselves, so they can can food and put food up and they put it in jars. That's why my mother don't like the mason jars. She be saying they ghetto. I said, I love my mason jars. You say I'm drinking out of this, but you can't even see it, but I had to put this stuff up. But seriously, putting things in perspective. Are you setting aside time for you to meditate? I meditated. As soon as I sat up, I was like, let me go ahead and knock my breathing out. Of course, I went to the bathroom. I knocked my breathing out. I was like, and I did that because, I don't know, it was like, and I know I changed my train of thought, but I was looking at this. It just came across that, I don't know, sometimes you thinking in the phone and bring up. There's this breathing exercise that came across. I don't know if y'all seen it, but a breathing exercise came across, and I know that data and all of a sudden. But I took the thing and I was like, wow, my lungs are healthy. And I was like, wow, it's because of the things that I'm doing. Because no one knows about how their all organs are doing. Like right now, you don't even know the level of your liver, your kidneys, your thyroid gland. All you hear is when you go to the doctor, oh, I need to do this extra test. Oh, I need to do the extra test. Oh, you need to go see this specialist. Why can't we go in there and say, oh, you're fine. Your heart, you're breathing. I don't see anything. Your lungs are clear. Your lab work is great. That's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear, you need to go to this specialist. You need to go to that specialist. Putting things in perspective, I said, I'm going to make sure I take care of my eyes. I'm going to make sure I take care of every little grain of hair on top of my head down to my feet. Did I start? No. If y'all go back to my page, Viola Williams, if you go back, you'll see I had creamy crack, hair long, hair long. Ain't got no many pictures, but my hair was like to my back. People like, yeah, we'll see it back. My hair was to my back. You see how long it grows, and I found the texture, but I was always wearing the creamy cracks. So I had to put it in perspective when I became an herbalist, a naturalist. Some herbalists still perm their hair. Some herbalists still eat meat. So I had to put things in perspective, and I was like, well, let me change, because when I heard the trying to see what you call these people, because I'm no medical expert, but the medical examiner who take care of the dead. When they said that they been pulling the skull back, and then they see all the damage, they said, yeah, they could tell how they permed their hair. And I said, what in the hell? And I was speaking to one of my good friends, Terry. She was doing my hair, and she said, you need to detox your scalp. And then she was saying how, like, like you wash your face, and you only wash your face up to the certain point, because you thinking when you wash your hair, you get, like this crown. And it was like, dang, maybe I'm not washing good enough. And she was saying you need a deep tissue. And I'm like, I be scrubbing, because I take the time. I have like 3 things. I have the things that you put in your hands. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, because I be scrubbing. I was like, I was seeing how and Tabitha Brown did it. She was like, girl, when this woman gave me a bath, she gave me a bath. And that's how I was like, when I felt them scrubs, I don't know where I first experienced those scrubs, but I had that, and it's a pad. And that pad, what? I had that for my face and my body. I use the scrubbers twice, and then I go back with the circular motion. And you'd be like, wow, it's a lot of dead skin. You know what I'm saying? First, when you first start, now it's like easy. And I got the scrubber for your back, that little right thing, and I changed it like every 3 months. I know they make a lot of money, but I was like, I need to get this, I need to get that, because your skin is the largest organ. So you want to make sure it's breathing and it's not clogged, because a lot of us clogged and we don't know it. We soaking in this and that and the rays and the spraying. But like I said, when she was telling me about this, and I said I need to do better, because I was like, I don't want nothing going on my brain, because everything is auto. I want my liver working. I want my breathing to continue. I don't want nothing to go out. I don't want to hear no reports on this and that. Just like they was talking about, possible glaucoma and all this. It was like 2-3 years ago. And I was like, no, I'm going hard. I'm going this in the paint, that in the paint, for my health. And that's why I do the same thing with the grandkids, same thing with mom. And they be like, man, you always did this. But it's with love. They may get it wrong, but it's with love, because I laugh and I say, I do this. And they be like, yeah, I realized it. But I'm telling you, if y'all take the flight assessment 2.0, I talked about it yesterday. You be like, what are you talking about? Go into Eric Thomas. Just type in Eric Thomas or ET Inspires and put flight assessment and take it. You're going to get a revelation. You're going to be like, that is me. I'm trying to tell you. You're going to be like, what? Like I said, this was it 2018? See, in 2018, 2019, I took it twice, and it both was the same. It was the same. D was like 90-ish, and almost 100. You hear me? It was like, wait, everything else was like a little below and everything low. So I am not an air traffic controller. I'm not a ground crew. Nope. I want to say it's a pilot. It's the pilot all day. And I was like, man, so I just be rolling through playing. I be rolling without a plan, because y'all know, to me, how they were saying it's like a video game. The pilot, they just follow the path, because that's why it's autopilot. Y'all. I go talk to air traffic control and ask them how they doing it, how they know where to tell people how to deviate. And I'm not saying that they're hard, because they flying a plane. You flying a plane, and somebody's giving you the information. All right, put it this knots, but because you're not a land, you're not doing that. But I'm just a pilot. No, I'm not a public speaker. Like like on Eric Thomas and them. I'm not Eric Thomas. I'm more like CJ. That's why CJ be rah rah rah. And I get up like I know what he's saying because he feel the same way I feel. I'm trying to tell you like, dang, I be acting like CJ. And now I see my people, I'm like, but y'all don't get up. I be saying this out of love, but y'all see it this. Whew, I know I'm hoping y'all getting it because you have to see your character. When you work realize your character, you be like, putting things in perspective. Are you really putting in things in perspective? Are you really like giving your family? Are you giving your health, your all? And I had to think about all that. I had to think about how I was circulating my funds, how I was saving, how was I spending, and then I see every year you see either growth or you see stagnating or you see, the opposite. And that's how you gauge it. Same thing you gauge with your family. When you sit there and write that list and see what all they did, and if you eating the same way, come on now. Come on now. You eat in the same way. So that means you want to live like them. That means you want to get, and it's worse because like right now, if you actually Google how many babies have diabetes, how many babies has cancer, you're like, well, dang, why is the numbers going up? Are y'all putting things in perspective? Are you really putting things in perspective? When I get up and go outside, I'll meditate and I'm talking to Mother Nature. I'm speaking to the Most High. I'm telling myself how grateful because we need to do that each and every day. And yes, that's what I started on a podcast because we talk about being grateful and saying positive things to ourselves to rewrite our DNA. But today we're talking about putting things in perspective. Are you giving yourself gratitude? Are you giving yourself grace? Are you giving yourself mercy? Because all the stuff you did in the past ain't saying that you can go, let me repent. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting things in perspective and being real true and knowing the truth. Because when you know the truth, you do better. You grow better and you're going to keep growing. Because I said, man, why are you lying? I know you're lying, but you know what? You can have it because I'm going to go over here. I'm going to let you lie and let you have it because I ain't got to be a part of it. And I ain't got to call you out because sooner or later, karma's going to call you out. And I'm like, yeah. Think about that a lot. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to mix company with that. And I'm serious. And I just fall back and be me. And I mean, it's always good to have a team. But I was listening to I forgot which episode. It could be like 500 because they got videos. I'm telling you, Eric Thomas and the crew, they got videos all over the place. And the videos are not being taken down. Like mine are. So I don't know how long I'm going to have this live. So I'm going to go hard for the next couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow. No, because today's a long day. Hey, from Huntsville, Alabama. How you doing, George? Appreciate you being on. I know you're like, what's she being on? Like I said, I want to show up and show out for you guys so you guys could unlearn all this crazy crap you got in your head. Get some perspective. Don't be alienating because of this pain. Sometimes we got to show up and show out for ourselves. Because half of us don't love ourselves. And I want you to love you. I want you to love every piece of whatever you see in that mirror. And then whatever you don't like, you know what I'm saying? What you should like, everything, it's up to you to change it. Because I was talking about, and I didn't want to talk about this, but everybody know how to lose weight. I don't care. Everybody know how to lose weight. Everybody. And y'all know I'm talking about adults. Kids know, because who's feeding them? Who's stuffing themselves? Who? There's this little girl, and you see I got an attitude about it. Because I gotta meditate a little before I say this. There's this little girl on YouTube. I don't like the video. I mean, I know it's her parents, and I know people want to make money. I get it, but good money, I mean, some money is not good money. Okay, so the child is performing, and gluttony is more than just sitting there devouring food. You know what I'm saying? Because that comes to addiction. But this little girl is very, very heavy. Heavy. Do y'all hear me? Heavy. And like I told you, ain't no such thing as big bone. Ain't no such as big bone unless you have a defect. Unless you have a defect and have like a protruding whatever, there's no big bones. And then you like, and when she go to the doctor and they like, they be saying Jesus. They be like Jesus, you know. They be like, well, what you doing? The neck be all dark, dark, you know. But I'm just saying, all I'm to me as I'm crying out, please help that child. Because I did put a comment and I was like, please, I don't want your heart to fail. I don't want your kidneys to fail. But you're giving yourself too much dairy. And please talk to your mom about getting you to go, you know, work out, because kids need to, regardless of anything, they need to run around. They need to. They got so much energy. They need to run around. That's why, like back in my day, I didn't hear too many people getting, you know, having a dis-ease. I didn't, you know, I had to think about that. I didn't, you know, you wasn't too many, you just heard the flu, the flu, the flu, flu. All you heard was the flu. And I'm like, dang. So that was detoxifying. You know, I had to put things in perspective, have the common sense to say, okay, I had like a mucus cost of food, and we didn't have that much meat. I had to think about it. I was like, yes, we didn't have that much meat as a child. And I'm like, maybe that's why I dodged a whole lot of bullets. But going back to that video, it was more of, and it's just video of her eating. Eating. And look, some people get turned on about that. I'm like, man, can we fix this thinking? And I know people love feet fetish and all this other stuff. And it's like, their cat not screwed on. I mean, putting things in perspective. Here we talking about putting things in perspective. What are you lustful about? Because all of us is in this flesh. Because I had let me get my behind out this flesh. Because this is not putting me in alignment of all the stuff I need. It's not putting things in perspective of what I need to get done and how I need to get things done. You know, how I'm going to set up this wealth thing that everybody's talking about when everything should be free. And I'm like, what? Where? Hold up. What? America should be the greatest producer of fruits and vegetables across the board. I remember driving down I-95. We talk about in the 90s, and all you saw was oranges all up and down 95. Now, what do y'all see? If y'all go to the backwoods, you see a select of farms. We're not growing like we're supposed to. And that's a problem. And don't say because it's an increase of people. Because if y'all go to Texas, if y'all have a fly across America, people are like, look at all this land. Who got all this land? Yeah, that part. People having 6,500 acres, 65,000, 100 acres of land. And then you see reserve, you see this, you see that. You be like, can I just get an acre? Can I just get an acre? Because if everybody just get that acre and a mule, this is about putting things in perspective. Yeah, I gotta be off by 7. I gotta be off by 7 because I gotta zoom at 8 that I must be on. But put things in perspective. And then I mean, I had to think, am I getting out in the sun? So are you getting out in the sun like you need to? Because I don't think that little girl was getting out in the sun like she need to. And I was like, well, who cooking that food? Let's put things in perspective. Who cooking that food? Because most of the time it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I was like, so Kentucky Fried Chicken, let's see what you get. You get some chicken, you get biscuits, and y'all know y'all don't eat the coleslaw. And you get macaroni and cheese. Because I remember ordering, you always get the mac and cheese, and you love that biscuit. And I'm tearing up the chicken. I'm like, so what I learned as an herbalist, I was like, well, so what was healthy I was eating? And you eating this going to sleep. So I was eating uric acid, sugar. And then I was following by sweet tea. You be thinking you swear you doing something. Then you go, can I get the tea without sugar? And I'm like, okay, so you got the tea without sugar. And then you learn, which pisses you off when they clean that filter. You're like, they not cleaning the filter. And I'm just talking, family. We're talking about study shows what they showing, because you can't have children running an establishment and they're not qualified, or some are not qualified with sanitation, because the filter shouldn't be cleaned out every month. When we clean our tea kettle, we clean our stuff daily when we use it. Yeah. So you sit there, thinking about that, and you're like, wait a minute. You're like, did I eat what? And people like, tell me suing for food poison and all that. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be eating it. And I know I'm talking about that little child, because I said somebody had to buy the food. Somebody bought the food. Somebody set the camera up. Somebody press record. Because I know these kids know some things, but these videos, they be like too much. And then there was one lady up there, and it's like to me, it's like selling your soul. When I was talking about who's like ruling things, who's like we're falling. Like the one thing I don't want to keep thinking is blaming something on the devil and blaming something on God. I'm just saying, they're just talking about the duality, good and evil. So if you look at, are you following the bad or are you following the good? Pretty much the way I look at it. So you're being lustful and we being addicted, because I could say I'm addicted to herbal tea, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing because I don't know what organ is in what, you know what I'm saying? Because for the first 50, I'm gonna just say the first 53 years, this body was like, can you stop? Can you stop? Now the body, it's like, ooh, can we get some more of that? Can we get some more of that? Can you stop that? And I notice it because your body talks to you, and we don't put that in perspective. We don't be like, hey, why do I feel that pain? Why do I this? Why do I that? Y'all don't put it in perspective. Like, oh, I'll get it checked out next year. I just came from the doctor. I just did this. I did that. I did that. We can't do that. You got to show up and show out for yourself. You got to exercise. You got to be in the sun. A lot of us, we don't even know how powerful the sun is. All we heard is you go out there, you better put some sunscreen on, and you like, who told you about the sunscreen? Is the sunscreen company? Who told you about the sunscreen? And who was it really for? Who was it really for? A lot of times we gotta stop thinking it's just a blank check. It ain't a blank check. It ain't blank. You gotta put things in perspective and see what people they're talking about. You gotta really look at that. But we need the sun because we people of the sun. That's why you hear the sun, not SON, SU to the N. That's right. Yeah. Ooh. Don't think about that. Don't think about that at all. And I had to, put things in perspective. Make sure we take our time. Make sure you do some type form of exercise, even if you're stretching with bands. I'll sit on the ball and I listen to a video and I try to hold my legs up and put my mind, because I want to make sure my core. I want to make sure my core is tight, because it's all about the core. I don't know about y'all, Yeah, I got to get with Malik and get my arms right, because at first when I was in the military, boy, up to like year 15 to 23, oh, my body was like, girl, because you just stay hydrated. You still, with the meat, still with the dairy, and you ain't learning. You are lactose intolerant. You all are. Couldn't do them push-ups like I need to. And I had to write a profile. But I was like, hell no, I would never be non-deployable. Never. And you're like, what? You want to do what? No. I mean, it's on certain jobs and certain things you just don't want to be. Woo! You be like, You got to put things in perspective. You got like, if you just stop or just do that. How much? That much meat. 1 meal. You're supposed to eat 1 meal. So how about doing it once a month? Or what? You'd be like, what? I mean, I was speaking to this guy yesterday, and he admitted that, he had the two number one killers. And I was like, so you ever thought about giving up meat? No, that's just not what I'm going to do. And I was like, when you're ready, here's my number. Call me when you're ready. And I was like, temporarily, you could try the patches. You could do the patches. I said that, so you could do the patch. But sooner or later, you got to put things in perspective. If you, like I said, when I was talking about everybody now to lose weight, I was serious. I need to go back and listen to that podcast. I know you're like, well, you go hard at me. No, that's my high D. That's the high D. If you knew about the high D, like, well, yeah, sometimes you do that. Sometimes you do that. That's why I be like, boom, 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 rain, 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 rain. You ain't supposed to be calm. No, I'm still the happy me. I got my X39 on. I ain't playing. What time it is. I got 5 minutes. So I just want to make sure. So how many years? Oh, I was in the military for 23 straight years. 23 straight. Yep. A lot of perspective, right? You're like, what did you do? My kids. My kids was my why. My kids is still my why. Now it's my granddaughters. You see how your life changed? You're like, now I got 2 granddaughters. If I had 2 daughters to push me along, now I got 2 grandbabies that's pushing me along. So once I retired in 2023, when I retired in 2015, I had things pretty much set the way I wanted to. But what I planned, because the main thing I said, no, I'm going to pay off the house. I'm going to pay off the house. And, I wanted to do it within 30 years. I paid off my house in 13 years. And I was like, I didn't, you're like, did you really do that? It's like, I didn't celebrate it because I said, well, it was just you got that goal out the way. And if I could tell you a lot of goals and how I put things in perspective, I listened to so many people, not so many, let me not say that, because I just learned about Dane Calloway, from Carrie, and I mean, just being in the herbal realm and meeting so many people in the herbal realm, that I met so many people. But before I was rolling with Eric Thomas. But you just hear so many things. So if y'all actually listen to Eric Thomas, we talk go beast mode, and plus I was in 5 links, and I'm like, things just rev up with you. You put things in perspective, like what you want to do. All I knew is when I joined the Army, I was like, I'm getting me a house. I said, I'm getting me a house. And I already knew that was a vision because I was looking at how many times I almost been homeless. How many times, how they say the insecurities of your life. And like they say, food insecurities, home insecurities too. You got a lot of people homeless. But why are they homeless? Because everything is so high that you're pushing everybody out. And then who you bringing in this country? And you wonder why a lot of vets or in the positions they are, because we don't realize that just because you're a vet, that don't mean you got benefits. That's the one thing that people don't put things in, because you be like, no, there's a vet, they're a vet, but that don't mean they got on an honorable discharge. And I don't really want to get too much into that, but a lot of people got kicked out of the Army with no benefits. And that's what y'all don't realize. No benefits. When I say no benefits, I mean no benefits. But yeah, I did 23. I appreciate it. But it was a different world, different life. I really don't want to talk too much of that, but I had to put that in perspective. And went in 92, bought the house in 94. Because I was like, I want my daughter to have a foundation. I wanted her to have stable. So it was more of putting her in to where I saw my father life is and where I saw my mother life is. So when you look at your parents' life, I got like a minute. So when I looked at their life and I looked at what I need to do accomplish, I mean, there's a lot of things that we got put in perspective. And I was like, this is what I need to do. And I watched what they did and I watched what my mom did. And I was like, no, because I know I need to get a degree. So I got my associate's degree. Took me a while because when I went to Lehman College, my dad was like, no, you need to come to Florida, go to college. But y'all know how things is, and parents sometimes, they get so riled up. They be like, no, since I had issues with your brother, I ain't helping you. It's just, you don't know what their reason is. But people get funky when it comes with the money, and I just be giving money. And I was like, nope. Maybe I need to learn. That's why I got a coach now. I got a coach because I need to be better steward of my money. And when I mean better steward, learn to say no. Learn to say no because it ain't your money. And you're not a good steward with yours. So how I'm going to give you something and you're not a fish? A lot of us don't know how to fish and we ain't even trying to fish. So you got a lot of takers and you got to put things in perspective in your life. You got to put things in perspective and learn to say no and let them learn. Like, dang, you were selfish. You're like, dang, thank you for teaching me to fish. Now I know how to take care of myself. And a lot of us not like that. Not a lot, but a few. A few will always be takers. That's why, like when I started off, I don't know if I started off this one or whatever, but you can't please everybody. And that ain't your job. Just like that ain't your business sometimes, because you can't go to somebody's house and want to change everything. Me, I want to clean and this. And I'm like, girl, you better stop doing that. Because it's like ingrained in me. I'm going to say this. The military, when being a non-commissioned officer, you're supposed to evaluate your soldier. Tell them if their headgear is wrong, the proper etiquette you do in the morning. So me, you got to be on that spot correction. I'm like, dang, girl, stop it. You've been out the military 2015. Let that go. And I let it go. And boy, it feels good. Feels good. Now I'm an herbalist. And to me, I already being a social worker, I'd be like, I'll sit down and talk to you. Just like I told the gentleman, when you're ready, come talk to me. And that's why when I got that message yesterday, I stopped the car, flipped on the recorder, and started recording saying, everybody know how to lose weight. Because we got to put things in perspective. You be like, well, I just lost 1 pound. Ha, you lost 1 pound. You already knew what to do. And the main thing is, and look, why are you eating in the first place? If we answer that one question, that I say eating, why are you eating in the first place? You say, well, I need nutrition. Right. You need nutrition. Hear me out, fam. So what are you choosing with nutrition? If you're putting your life in so perspective and you want your body and your health to be on point, what are you choosing for nutrition? I had this, it just like boom. Yeah, that's what we're talking about that tomorrow. But if we fix that, your health to be, woo, you'd be like, what? Just like I talked, I don't know when I talked on the video when I was yesterday, when I was saying that they were showing this 75-year-old man with this 75-year-old wife, or he was 80 and she's 75. I think they're 5 years apart. Because she ate out of her garden, which she grew. She looked like she 25, 30, while he looked like he almost 110. Perspective. The stuff that we know that we shouldn't eat, but because we were brainwashed, you was brainwashed and tricked. Because I can see if you eat okay or gluttony. So if we look at the seven deadly sins that you see all these spooky movies, and you're like, well, why you didn't teach that in church? I've been going to church for almost 45 years. Why we didn't talk about every deadly sin, or if that's what it's called, or whether that was just a movie, or was you just spinning it so I would know it's a deadly sin and had to scare me, and I'd be like, woo! See how they put that fear on you instead of just teaching you? Because as a child, you'd be like, okay. So that's what I shouldn't do. I shouldn't just take all this food and just stuff it down my mouth and don't realize that I have a deeper desire because I don't know how to love and I don't know how to talk and I don't know how to get my feelings out. So if we learn to have better esteem and a better growth and better let down, because some kids don't have to know. So teach them how to say, teach them the word no. They tell you no all the day. So why you not teaching them no? Because it's consequences of what we do. There's consequences, but we don't want to teach them that. We want to teach them, oh, you get, you know how they teach me get a lump of coal? What child know got a lump of coal for Christmas? You know, that whole BS right there. Who same kids got. I know, I'm telling the truth. Man, don't tell me I had this in my pocket the whole time. What in the world? What? But it's okay. I'm not even gonna say what that was, but think about it. Everybody got bad, good. So nothing was, equal or fair. It ain't gonna be. Because who running the world? You put things in perspective. You'll definitely get your trust together. You definitely get your nonprofit together. You're like, oh, I should have had this done a long time. I'm like, remember said Viola woke up differently. I read this cup. I thank Carrie for getting it, because I be like, putting things in perspective. Every time I pick this cup up, and like that part. But y'all go listen to Eric Thomas. Y'all go and do that thing, because I gotta go. I'm already 5 minutes over. See, I made sure I kept it, and I made sure I was in the Army. I spent like 13 years at Fort Bragg. Yes. Yeah. But hey, George, I'm gonna go, family. But I'll continue a little bit on the podcast. I may do a part 2, but it's a lot of things that we need to put in perspective. We don't. We need to give each and every area the same attention that we give our job. Each area. Only way you're going to be successful in business is you give 110%. So in your marriage, 100%. In your relationship, 110. With your kids, 100. Well, I don't have that. Why not? We want to fix things and change things. 110 with your health. Period. We talk about some balance and balance that. You're like, you do it. I'm up early, right? I'm up early because I got to get some exercise. I need to give me some fresh air. Like right now, the sun is, I just noticed I got to turn the light out. The sun is out. So I need to get back and get me some sun before I go into this office. Yes, go in this office. I'm on a Sunday. Yeah. Everybody's different. But love, peace, and life, family. I hope you got some good information. I hope you putting some things in perspective, especially your health. So your next meal, make sure you're hungry and make sure it's satisfying. And let me tell you, eating a piece of watermelon, and don't be ashamed to eat a piece of watermelon, is satisfying. Eating some grapes is satisfying. Because it's like, if you feel like I'm just not full, you're not full because of what? Because you think you're supposed to be full? No, that was just some trick to get you to sleep longer when you was a baby. And that's what we hurt ourselves. Like, we stuff this child so I can get 4 hours of sleep. And if we just help, hear me out, if we help people with children, help your family. I ain't saying strangers, we go hire strangers, then we get all the blah, blah. It's all like chaos, but that's not what we do. We doing positive. We want love, we want nurture. That's why it's good to have grandma and great aunts and that village, that family village, and take care of the child. Help the mother, let the mother and father get some rest while you go in there and just spend a couple of hours so the child won't, because we got to stop things. We got to break so many vicious cycles. So many. And me, I'm just talking about health, because we got to get this mind balanced, get this mind right, because some of it's twisted. And we got some stinking thinking, and that's what we need to fix. But keep talking gratitude, because you are enough. No matter what, you are enough. You are powerful beyond measure, and you are loved. So, peace, family. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Bye.